You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Beyond the Gates fans, I have got your early weekly spoilers for June 16th through the 20th. We're going to see Hayley getting some props and Leslie scrambling. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt. If you're not following, please click that subscribe button. As we always do on Early Edition Day, we start with what is coming the rest of this week to set the scene. So on Wednesday, June 11th, we've got Laura telling Nicole that she thinks Eva did a great job upgrading several things at the office, and Laura asks her boss's permission to bring Eva in to show her some of the new things that she doesn't quite have a grasp on yet. Nicole says that's okay with her. You know, she doesn't want to be there for it though. And Laura is wondering if her boss misses Eva. And Nicole misses the Eva that she thought she was. But Nicole also says Ted's lies have complicated everything, and Nicole just has so many doubts now. So after she leaves, Eva shows up later to help Laura with some things. Laura seems super, super nice. She's not even grudge holding, right? She tells Eva that she thinks Nicole misses her, but Eva says she betrayed Nicole and ruined things. Laura tells her not to lose hope, but Eva says as much as she would like to be reconciled, she knows she has no right to expect Nicole to forgive the things that she did. Leslie, meanwhile, keeps calling Eva, and here's why. Jacob shows back up at Leslie's place on Wednesday with a second search warrant. She's very blasé about it as the cop with Jacob searches her place. She is talking to him about her soap opera. Leslie's offering him a cocktail. And then the cop and Jacob find the helmet and gloves. And Leslie has a little moment of panic, but then she covers and said that wasn't there last time and that it's very convenient. Leslie accuses Jacob of planting evidence. Then Leslie calls Eva after Jacob goes, and she is in an absolute panic. Leslie tells Eva it's the end of the world and she needs her. Anita, meanwhile, is in Chicago doing her thing with her girls, but she calls home to talk to Vernon. So she is in Chicago with Tracy and Sharon, and they are exploring their past and revisiting things. And Anita is talking to Vernon about how desperate she was back then to fight her way out of the projects where she grew up. Anita is missing Vernon, but thinks she needs to work through things with Tracy and Sharon and keep doing what they're doing. Anita is also grateful that Vernon encouraged her to do this. And then Dani and Nicole come by, and Vernon tells them what their mom Anita's doing and that the Articulates reunion is happening. Nicole is upset because she needs her mom right now, and Dani is there to comfort Nicole. They head over to Dani's place, and the sisters smash up a whole bunch of dishes and crockery while raging about Bill and Ted doing them dirty, and Hayley, and just all of it, and Leslie. Kat, meanwhile, asks Chelsea about the new girl, Madison. And Chelsea tells Kat she's worried that coming out to her dad, Bill, might aggravate his medical condition post-stroke. Chelsea's mind is distracted by thoughts of Madison while Kat is trying to talk business. And Chelsea suggests they use her mom, Dani's guest house, and move in there together so they can run their business and have a little bit of room and be side by side. There's more room. Kat worries that Dani is going to be all up in their business, literally. And then Jacob shows up to talk to Kat and accuses her of planting the evidence at Leslie's place because Jacob knows for darn sure it wasn't there when he searched her apartment before. And then he gets a call that the helmet and gloves match the video, but Jacob tells Kat, don't get too excited, because then Jacob gets a follow-up call that a judge has denied their request to test Leslie's DNA to match it to the helmet. Jacob says if he can't get Leslie's DNA, then this won't matter. Eva, meanwhile, goes over to see her mom, and Leslie is ranting about Jacob finding the helmet. Leslie actually tries to blame Eva, but she says she has no idea how the helmet got back to Leslie's place and says, don't blame me. Eva tells her if she hadn't taken it from Leslie's, it would have been there when they did the first search, which is true. Eva's mom is crying about her not loving her. Eva reassures her mom and tells Leslie she'd never hurt her. And then after Eva takes off, Leslie is suddenly in better spirits. Maybe she thought of some new, wicked, warped way to try and get out of this mess. She's clearly scrambling. Shanice does some therapy with Bill as Hayley tells him to stop being so stubborn. Madison joins them in the room and says Bill can't go home until he proves his progress and that he should be released. Madison makes some small talk with Bill about Chelsea and Naomi, and he thinks it's a cognitive test when she's asking about his daughters, but it's not. Madison just basically is asking Bill a bunch of questions about Chelsea because she's interested. Later, Madison runs into Chelsea and they sit talking in the hall. She tells Chelsea it was lucky that Hayley got Bill to the hospital so fast. And Chelsea says she never thought she'd be grateful to Hayley for anything. And then Chelsea thanks Madison for taking good care of her dad, and she asks her out on a date. Thursday, June 12th, Martin may be in trouble when Smitty gets a new assignment as a journalist. Ted has an offer that surprises Eva, and Kat is setting up Leslie to take a big fall. So I wonder if she gets Leslie's DNA to hand over to Jacob. You know, one way would be to get Leslie to attack her, and there's transfer DNA, something like that. Kat's pretty clever. Also this week, Andre is popping into Dani's place feeling quite at home, and Kat and Chelsea are there, and he scrambles to cover. Friday, June 13th, Chelsea is kind of challenged in this new romance with her dad's Dr. Madison, and Martin is very worried about his past coming back to haunt him, and Ashley wonders what Derek's intentions are. The week of June 16th through the 20th, we've got Anita continuing her blast from the past voyage down memory lane with her girls as Vernon holds down the fort with all their girls. Dani can't really tell Kat and Chelsea no to using the guest house, but that puts her and Andre kind of under a microscope and at greater risk of getting caught. And of course, Dani is still struggling with these residual feelings for Bill, especially now that he's had this medical crisis. And Dani, wants to be there at his side. She's still on that I've been his wife for decades thing, but Hayley is by his side, so it's an issue. Bill's recovery continues. He wants to be home, but Hayley wants him to get the best care. Even Dani has to admit that Hayley did right by Bill when she could have just let him croak and cash the life insurance check, right? Leslie's at risk, but will claw and fight till the bitter end. Hopefully she won't throw Eva under the bus. And Nicole and Eva continue to tiptoe towards reconciliation, with Laura openly encouraging it. And Jacob is going to be furious if the case against Leslie falls apart because of Kat's interference.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.